Hello friends, so today we're going to discuss the first three problems in this single video from the December long challenge from CodeChef. And the first three problems are relatively easy, so I thought to make a single video like making and explaining all the first three problems. So the first problem is increasing COVID cases like creates panic among the people of the chef land, so the government has started to push for producing of vaccine. Okay, there are two companies which produce vaccine for COVID. Company A start producing vaccine on day D1, okay, and it can produce V1 vaccine per day. Company B starts producing vaccine on D2 and it can produce V2 vaccines per day. Currently you are on day 1. Okay, so this is the important paragraph for this problem, and then you need a total of P vaccines. So there are two companies, and they will start making vaccines after D1 and D2 days, and the capacity of making vaccines is also given. So you have to find out the day after which the total number of vaccines produced by both of the companies will exceed P vaccines, or like become equal to or greater than P vaccines. So you have to find out the smallest integer D, which is like smallest day after which it will become greater than like D1, P. And the problem is very simple, in which what you can do, I can make you even understand more with the code, but I will start from, because the constraints are very small, what I can do here is I can start from day 1 till a very large day, like let's assume 1000 day. And then what you can do, because they are also given that after D1 days the first company will start producing. So whenever we are less than D1 days, which means that let's assume that the first company start producing on the 5th day. So when we are iterating from first day till 1000 day, when we are on the first day, because we are less than D1, we will not produce any medicine. On the second day we will not produce any medicine. Third day, fourth day, fifth day, and so on. After the 5th day, from 5th day onwards, we will start producing V1 amount of vaccines from the first company. And after D2, whenever we overshoot that day, then only we will start producing V2 vaccines. And that's the whole logic. You can iterate over like a brute force way and find out the smallest value at which the total number of vaccines till now has overshooted P, and then that's the answer. I'll take on to the code part now. It's also very simple. So this is the input of D1, V1, D2, V2 and P, and this is the input. This is the total number of vaccines I have. So we'll start from day equal to 1 till a very large number, let's assume 1000. And then what we'll do, if I, which is the current day, it's greater than D1, because greater than or equal to, because if we are greater than or equal to, then only we will start adding V1 amount of vaccines to total. And same we'll do for D2. And when after adding these amounts of vaccine, because on the ith day we will produce this amount of vaccine, if the total number of vaccines will overshoot P, then this is the final day, because on that day we have this total amount of vaccine, so it's final that we can spread this vaccine, and like we don't require much. So this is the smallest day after which we have total of P vaccines. So that's the output. So we'll just return out output of the day, which is I. So this is a very simple problem. The second problem is also very simple. You are given two positive integers A and B, and you have to find out the number of pairs of positive integers. So you have to find out a pair of positive integers X and Y, such that X is between 1 and A. So A and B are some two numbers, and you have to find out X between 1 and A, and also Y is between 1 and B, such that X plus Y is even. So you are given some numbers, as you can assume that you are on the number line. A is given like this. You start from 1, A is some number, and this some number B. So all the numbers between 1 and A and all the numbers between 1 and B are taken, and you have to find out that if I take some number from this range and if I take some number of this range and add them up, they should be even. Now for a property, or if a number to be even, we always know that two even numbers when added will become an even number, or when two odd numbers are added, we will get the total number of odd numbers. So it's very simple to just find out how many odd numbers and even numbers are there between this range. From 1 till A, how many odd and even number are there? And same, we'll have to find out how many odd and even number between 1 and B. Now for forming out the total number of even numbers, what you can do, you can choose every even number from this range and pair up with every even numbers from the second range. So it's like if we have EA even numbers from this first range and OA odd numbers in A range, and same for OB odd numbers in B range, and EB even numbers in this B range. So the answer is, because for every even number I can choose every even number other case, because we have to pair them up. So EA into EB plus, because for odd numbers in A range we have to pair with every odd number in the B range. So odd of A into odd of B, and that's the whole like logic part of this problem. So I'll take on to the code part now. It's also very simple to how to find out the odd and even numbers. So as you can see, you just have to find out the pattern. If we are given A, and because see, for every consecutive number there is even numbers. So let's assume that I will take A equal to 5. So if we have 5 numbers, how many even numbers are there? 2, because every 2 consecutive numbers has the even number. So it's just 5 divided by 2, which is like equal to 2. So for finding out the even number in any range, we have to just divide it by 2. So we just divide it by 2. And for finding out the odd numbers, we have to ensure that my last number, if A, for which we are finding out, if it is odd, we also have to add 1 to it. Else if it is not odd, we just remain out to be 0. You can also see this. Okay, so let's assume that we have the numbers 1 2 3 4 and 1 2 3. So as you can see, in this the total number of odd numbers is equal to 1 and 2, and also in this the total number of odd numbers is equal to 1, like 2. So you just have to find out that, okay, if I divide this 4 divided by 2, because every 2 numbers are consecutive, like every alternative numbers, this and this are actually odd. So divided by 2 will give you 2, which is like, if I divide this by 2, I will get 2, which is the total number of odd numbers. But if 3 divided by 2 is taken, then it will turn out to be 1. But the answer for this is also 2. So we have to ensure that if the last number is odd, then we have to add 1 to it such that it will become equal to 2. So that's the logic for this problem, and we just find out how many odd and even numbers are there. So the formula for total is even numbers in A series and B series plus odd number is A series and B series, or like A range or B range, and just output the total. So that's the problem for the second solution. The third problem is also very simple. You are given that a COVID vaccine is out in the market, and Chevrolet government has asked to form a plan to distribute it to the public as soon as possible. There are a total of n people with ages A1 till AN. So there are n people, and you have to distribute the vaccines among them. Okay, there are one hospital where vaccination is done, and it only possible to vaccinate up to D people per day. So in that hospital you can only vaccinate D people. Okay, now anyone whose range is above 80 or less than 9 is considered to be at risk. So because we are given a total of n people and the ages of the n people, we can know like which persons are at risk and which persons are not at risk. But the constraint in this problem is, on each day you may not vaccinate both persons who is at risk and the person who is not at risk. So see, there are two types of person. The person whose age is more than 80 and less than 9 are all at risk, and all the other persons are not at risk. So you can only vaccinate all the people which are at risk on similar day, and all the people who are not at risk on the other day. So you have to find out how many smallest number of days you needed to vaccinate everyone. So it's also very simple. What you can easily do here is, you can find out the total number of people who want or who are at risk and who are not at risk. So you just have to iterate over the whole array, find out that whose age is more than 80 or less than 9, they are at risk, and the other are not at risk. So you can find out the count. So let's assume this is risk and these are not risk people. So let's assume that this is like, you can assume any number on this, and D is the total number of people you can vaccinate on a single day. See, if you have R people on which you can vaccinate, so let's assume that this is equal to 100 or like 10, and you can vaccinate like 3 people per day. So because you cannot take risk people and not risk people on the same day, you can only cure the risk people on the first day. Like, so let's assume that you first cure all the risky peoples. So on the first day you will cure the 3 people, then 3 people, then 3 people, and then the last 1 people. So because you cannot, because though there is some more space, but you cannot cure the non-risky person with this person. And then let's assume that it has 9 persons. So on the first day you'll treat 9, 3, 3 and 3. So this is the total number of like days you'll require to treat all of them. So what you can easily do is, how you can find out, you just have to divide this 10 divided by 3 and find out the seal of it. And same for this, 9 divided by 3, find out the seal of this, and that's the answer. So the total of them is tell you how many minimum number of days you have to do for treating all of them. So that's what I've done, finding out the total number of people which are at risk and not risk, and then the total is finding out, or actually doing the seal. We are just doing out the seal of risk divided by D. And so for the risk people, we have to take D days. So like for every D days, how many like days you'll take if you cure D people. So you have these risk people and the non-risk people, divide them and find out the total number of days you're required and print out a total number of days. So that's the logic for the first 3 problems. I will upload also the rest of the problems. So stay tuned on this channel. Ask the next one. So if you like the video, so you can hit the subscribe button and like to my channel. I'll see you in the next one. Keep coding. Bye.